You are listening to High Minds, the podcast where we elevate the conversation on culture, sports, politics, and entertainment. Stay tuned for a higher perspective at the intersection of everything.
Oh, Christ.
What's up? What's up?
Man, I got the horchata. That's what's up. This shit is like kicking. It's making my eyes kind of low. If you know what I mean. If you know, you know. What are you toking on? Grateful Dead? Deadhead?
I got some Uncle Arnie's. You've never had Uncle Arnie's drink, tea, lemonade.
No, I have a seltzer water.
Uncle Arnie's is a cannabis drink, but
yeah,
they're like lemonades and stuff. But I like mixing them into regular iced tea. But they're 100 milligrams each. They're little like tie-dye.
That's a lot. What happens to you with 100 milligrams? Does that make you pretty loopy?
Right now, yeah, because I haven't really. My tolerance is really low, but
I get around the 30 mark, and I'm pretty good.
So
if I had 100, I'm probably going to be kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I used to just have one of those before, like I go to a hockey game. I just pound one of those before I go in. So by the time the first period's like just kicking in the middle, then it kicks in, and I'm good. Mm-hmm. Outside, but my tolerance is crazy high now. 50, and I'm like good.
Okay.
60, 70 starts to get a little, get a little fun, a little sketch.
Sometimes it gets a little sketchy though. I feel like it gives me anxiety. Yeah. So the only time I really get anxiety with weed is edibles. Incidentally.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I don't know why that is.
Like it's like the closest you're going to get to that psychedelic experience without taking mushrooms.
It can be, yeah.
You're going to it's the
sometimes
way
it feels the same. Like a heavy edible and a microdose are gonna. I mean, not even a microdose. No. Like it doesn't feel that different.
Yeah.
There are differences, but not time.
There are, but the way it's your body processes when you eat it, it goes processes through your liver.
Mm-hmm.
Then what does it turn into, like 11 hydroxy metabolite or some shit that it's becomes psychoactive? That's why if you have high doses of edibles, you can.
You're gonna think your
things
hand
will
is
shrink. You think you're gonna be holding a hand. Yeah, like this was my phone, and I was like, yeah, it did. It was, but you would, and the cupboards start moving. Like you start to, so. But yeah, it's a whole different, a whole body high. That's why I like it though, because for me, like between my back, my knees, all the surgeries I've had 6 surgeries. 2, 4, 6 surgeries in the last 5 years.
Every 5 you get a free one or something. You on the punch card plan?
Yeah, got a punch card. It reset when I moved though out of state. It sucks.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I've had one surgery out of state, and then the rest were in California. But
I like on mushrooms when things dance. I remember I was in the woods one time, and the trees were blowing, but really in my mind they were like doing this.
Yeah,
they were all together at the same time. And I was like, "Holy shit!"
For me, that'll happen. That's why I like at like music festivals and stuff, things like that.
Yeah,
where the lights
can turn on you though.
It can, but when in the right, those environments. When you're in the right environments and stuff, usually there's something in your environment, something going on that will set you off, or
you gotta be careful.
Can go the wrong way. For the most part.
That's why I think you gotta have the right intentions when you're doing this. You can't be.
It's all about intentions.
And you gotta have your ego in check, and you gotta be ready to like face some shit that maybe you don't want to, but like deep down you have to. And sometimes when you mess with that shit, it's like you're in a have to situation, not a want to situation.
Yeah, it depends on how far you go, how deep you go. Yeah, you can get to the point where, go see some
meet
things.
The devil. Meet Satan himself.
Have 150 milligrams, 200 milligrams. Yeah, fucking. I was talking to Elvis last night. It's like
you're on an island with Tupac somewhere.
Yeah, but also for me, anyways, I do, which isn't always good, is like a lot of self analyzation. Like I'll literally
that's what I'm saying.
But sometimes that can be bad.
Sometimes it's not good.
It's all about that. And that's the thing, is how do you go into that? Like if you just, you had some edibles and then something happened, you get in a fight or an argument, like something, and then you go in that with just a mind that's already, emotions are going, everything's going, it can be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Spiral, you can have all the bad. For me, that's what happens when I'm, when I ingest cannabis, I focus on a task.
Same.
Whatever it is. That's why I love photography. When I go out and, shoot.
Was it you that was telling me about the cutting the watermelon, right? Like,
yeah.
Precise.
Yeah, I mean, everything. I cut a, we cut a countertop at 2:30 in the morning with a hand saw, hand jigsaw, and it was just perfect,
Yeah.
Just don't mind the 2 a.m. Neighbors didn't love me, but it was just like you focus on, for me, I focused on something, and I give, it's like it's like I don't know, it's you, I don't know, it's just like you said,
weed becomes almost like the anti-alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Like alcohol, everything's fighting against you. You're like you're heavy. Your feet hit the ground before you weed. You're kind of maybe an inch off the ground. Like you're floating a little bit, and you're slowed down. Everything is slowed down.
Yeah, everything slows. So I mean, it's not like the world's slow. You're just slow. You're just not in a hurry for anything. I mean, you're not.
That's
it's
true.
Like, what's the rush?
Yeah.
Let's take our time. But yeah, so that's why I love it. It's creative, the creativity. I mean, especially when you go out to dinner, that's the best time, when you go out to have a good meal.
Oh man,
because it enhances all your senses.
Oh, you taste better. You taste everything. You taste like it makes you want to. It makes me want to cook.
Yeah, I love cooking high.
Oh my god,
because the smells. Like today, I made stew. I made a stew today from, putting it all together, chopping everything up and stuff. And I love putting music on, and you have nice smoke, and then just the smells and your taste. Oh, it's delicious. It's fun. It's
so good.
It's an experience. I experienced things like that. It's helped me. Enjoy those things. Like now I enjoy it so much more. It feels like I'm getting so much more out of it. Where before I was like, hurry up, let me just throw this stuff together because I, want to go watch TV again, or I want to go do something else. Now it's like I'm taking that and just, adding something to it. And then with, when I get high as fuck and start cooking, it's like, fuck, you start smelling the smells, and like you're just, then you want to do it like to perfection. So you're like, you're Googling stuff. How do I, kind of chopper or whatever? How do you julienne fucking shit? Like,
how do you julienne without cutting your thumb off?
Yeah. So I mean, now I'm like getting into it, and I'm like, So I like that stuff now. It's it's
oh yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's benefited me a lot in a lot of ways. That's just one. Creativity wise, and through food or photography or whatever it is.
Or whatever you and I got cooking up. We can't say nothing yet.
That's 100% what it came from. 100%. Just things like that. It's pretty cool where it can go. If it's like anything can be abused. Anything
can. But it's just so funny. Ain't it funny how like, no matter what country you live in, no matter what time you live in, there's one group of adults telling other groups of adults, we can have vices. We all agree on that. Yeah. We're gonna dictate which ones you can have. You could drink I could go get a whole bottle of whiskey and kill myself tonight if I wanted to.
Yeah. I can do that right. I can do that right downstairs. I have a whole cupboard full of fucking poison.
Exactly. Cigarettes. I mean, I do. I enjoy a good cigarette, an American Spirit cigarette. I haven't had one in I don't know, 7 years. But you could do that. You could gamble. You live in Vegas. You could gamble your fucking life savings away. You could take all your money out of your 401k, pay all the fees, pay the taxes, take all that money and go gamble it all away.
Yep.
But in some states, you cannot smoke cannabis or eat cannabis or make a tincture out of cannabis or put it under your tongue or put it in a fucking burn or nothing.
They treat us like a dog. Just no.
Rub your nose in it. No.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
It's crazy.
And then people say, "Oh, I don't like the smell." I was laughing because some vegan, I saw a clip on TikTok before it's banned. They called the cops because they didn't like the smell of someone's barbecue.
I saw something like that.
Isn't that wild?
I saw someone get in trouble with the HOA and the housing and development because they were barbecuing in their backyard.
Isn't that
similar to that because they didn't like the smell. They didn't like.
Who the fuck cares what you like? There's the world's full of smells and sights and sounds that we don't like.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, I think I saw something like that too. It's crazy.
I don't like the smell of dog shit, and I'm not going to stop my dogs from shitting in the backyard. I pick up the dog shit. It's not like I like it. No one goes out there, I really love this dog shit. But you fucking deal with it, right? Like, God damn. Some adults just... were you ever as a kid, were you like thinking that adults are smart? Or like, I'll be smart when I become an adult, and then you realize one doesn't guarantee the other.
Yeah, when you're young, you're thinking like, your parents. You realize like your parents when they're doing stuff like, how do they have this house, when you're a kid, we have all this stuff. Like they go to work, they have important jobs. I didn't know what the fuck they were doing when I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. You're just thinking like, oh yeah, they're the smartest people I know. And, and then you get older. And now I'm just like, I love my parents, my mom, my dad's passed, but you just think of it's just, but then you realize why too. Then I just feel bad because I'm like, dang, their stories you hear, it's like, it's horrible. And you get why they were the way they were. And
everyone has a context, that's for sure.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, dang, but it's like, but
it's just funny how many dummies there are. There's a lot of dummies.
But you do. I grew up thinking, my dad was the smartest man in the world and stuff, but she's probably the hardest working. But you find out later, like, oh, he didn't even graduate high school. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
and you're like, dang, like that's another level. It's he still made it through life, and but man, you shouldn't be making some of the decisions you were making. It's like, and that's
we've all done that though.
Yeah. Repeatedly, it's a whole other story. It's crazy, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's wild.
Well, if you think about it, like when you get older, like we're both in our 40s, when you get older, you realize like my mom was, when I was 5, my mom would, huh? Oh, totally.
I complain so much more now.
Yeah, I have a right to. I see some
I do
shit.
that too. Yeah, but anyway, sorry.
But if you think about it, like my mom, I think had me at 21. So when I was 5 or 6, she's like 26, 27. You look back on a 26, 27-year-old now, and it's like, oh, you're young as hell.
And that's what my mom same thing.
What the fuck?
My mom was, she had me, I think 20.
Yeah, which means her brain wasn't developed for another 5 years. You were 5 by the time her brain got fully developed.
Yeah, so
that's wild. Huh?
She was born in 57, and I was born in 79. So that's 22 years. So she was 22.
Okay.
Yeah. But I followed the same thing. I was married before. I was married at 20. My first kid was at 20,
a lot of us did.
23.
Oh, you got rolling on it real quick. You were just like out the gate.
We have 4 kids.
And they're off. Down the left straight come.
Yeah, basically the 2000s.
Yeah.
Sarah's pregnant for the whole 2000s, that decade.
So pregnant. So pregnant.
Just 4 kids. Man. Wild, but
yeah.
That's that's crazy.
Yeah, what's the song lyrics? Like rabbits do?
Yeah.
4 kids.
Well, I wanted them young so I can do what I'm doing now, and it actually kind of so far has worked out. My plan.
It's pretty crazy, huh? You can go drinking with one of your kids.
Yeah, I do. We go to the we'll go to the casino, the sports book, go watch some games. Got some beers now. He's what, 22?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just 22. So it's like,
ain't it?
And I'm what, 45? I'll be 46 this year.
So he's been in your life half of your life.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah. And my youngest now, she's what, 13? So it's wild, but that's in my plan. So when I was, in my mind then, I got a job with UPS when I was 18, which helped out. So from there, I'm like going, okay, I'm thinking like what I want to do. Like I want to be retired. And my miles will be retired at the age of 54, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I want kids, younger. So by the time I'm 54, they're graduated. And then now we can kind of just, go do our thing. Don't have to worry about having kids at home, going to school, still doing all this stuff. And in my mind, so that's what I was planning that's why I wanted them so young. And that just happened that I was able to, I got out of UPS when I was 42, retired from there at 42, and then doing other things now. But even now it's nice because we can just take off and leave for like 3 days, 4 days. And, they're old enough to take care of themselves. That's what, so I'm like, it kind of worked out in a way.
Somehow these kids take care of themselves.
Yeah, they make it. I'm like, all right. Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Uber Eats is a lifesaver.
Uber Eats, DoorDash.
It costs us a shit ton of money when we leave, but we can get away.
Yeah. I remember doing all that shit during COVID. I would never think to do. Before that, I would never think to do like ordering. It's like, I don't think hard ever. And then COVID hit and it was like, oh shit.
Dude, can you imagine COVID if you were an Uber Eats driver or something like that? You were probably making a killing.
They were cleaning up, I'm sure.
Because you're going to these restaurants that are empty because no one's there. The streets are pretty empty. If you're a hustler,
that's true. Yeah.
If you're a hustler, I mean, you can make some money. I know people that, out here you can make some money doing like Lyft and stuff like that and Uber Eats because there's just so much and there's so many restaurants and you turn the app on. That's what I'm never been used to, in Chico area is like you put the like Lyft app on and it's like cars everywhere.
Everywhere.
I can get it. You're like, I can have a car here in 2 minutes. We're out there. It's like, fuck, 25 minutes.
Some stories though. You hear some stories from like people who do Uber. People puking, drunk people, some bullshit. Like, fuck that.
Well, so a lot of people.
I would do DoorDash before I did Uber.
Yeah, I don't want people. It'd be fun out here though, because the things you would see. Oh my gosh,
it's fun until it's your own car and you.
Well, a lot of people that do it. A lot of them are Teslas out here. They'll buy a Tesla specifically just their Uber ride, and that's it. So I guess they said once someone pukes in an Uber, it's an automatic. I forget how much, a couple $100 or something like that, or there's like a deposit or some crap that you get charged. So it's like, and they go straight to the. That's why I say never use the vacuums at the car wash. Never touch those. Never vacuum your car with those. No, because that's what they do. They go there and just.
Yeah,
soak it all up, and then they.
I stopped doing that once I heard that. I was like, nope.
Yeah, no, that's what they do. Because where else are they going to go at 2:30 in the morning? What's that's open? True. A fucking car wash.
Yep.
So they go in there and they soak it all up, and it's nasty and stuff. But a lot of those people, it's not their cars. That's what it's like literally a work car. Some of them have like built-in, like they make like plastic things, so like there's dividers and stuff. It's pretty wild. It's like their work. Their work Uber or work Lyft. But you can, I guess, make, if you're a hustler, you can make some good money.
Well, if you're gonna hustle and it's worth it to you, not for me. I don't want to be doing none of that shit.
No, I drove for a living. I've driven over 1 million miles. Yeah, I like driving. Right. I like doing road trips. I like driving at my, me. I want the control. I'm a control freak with driving. But I've been doing it forever. I guess I've been. At my pro.
You were a professional driver.
25 years driving a motorhome in the busiest streets, busiest downtowns. And then so you just get used to driving. So it's
what can Brown do for you?
I mean, a lot of things if you do it right. So
guess so.
But yeah.
You want to take a break before we get into our top 5?
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll do a little bit of that.
Breaky timey. What shall we listen to?
What do we got?
Oh, that one. This shit's gonna give me blitzkrieg.
Arnie. Oh, I think I just heard Uncle Arnie.
Oh.
That's the thing when I'm on edibles, I talk a lot. I ramble.
Oh, great.
And then I forget what I started talking about. So if I just
That
pause,
sounds about right.
I just pause. That's what happened. I forgot. Just move on.
Just tell you shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I ramble.
All right. Well,
talking about anything.
In a lot of people at all elections probably think about moving out of the country, but I think a lot during this time, especially. So why not? It's appropriate. Where would you move to if you didn't live in the United States? And there can be all sorts of different factors. What's important to you? So we'll debate it. We'll discuss it. We'll try to come up with a loose top 5.
I mean, at some point, everyone has thought about it. I mean,
everyone has. I talked to a friend today who wants to move to Spain within 2 years.
Spain. Let's open up with Spain. Spain was on my list. Spain, Portugal.
España.
We'll start it off.
Yeah.
We'll start with there.
Okay.
No, perfect. That was on my list.
On top 5, like you would move to Spain or Portugal?
Yeah, I haven't ranked them really. But
Spain,
Portugal
has decriminalized all drugs, something like that.
And they're right there. I mean, they're, but
what would you move to an island? Because what about the Azores or the Azores, as they say in America?
Is that island right outside of Spain?
Portugal.
Where is it? Portugal?
It's way the fuck out there. And it's like the Hawaiian Islands of the Atlantic. That's where my family's from. One side of my family is from those islands out there.
I mean, I'd have to go visit, obviously.
Yeah.
And, if I was really going to make that decision. But
sure. You a city guy or a rural guy? You go to Lisbon, something like that? Or Barcelona?
It depends. It would depend. It depends on the cities around. I have to vibe with the city. There's some cities I don't like. I really, wasn't really a St. Louis fan here. So, you know what I mean? St. Louis, Missouri fan. It was cool. It was nice. Hey, awesome. But I'm like,
not for you.
And then people, they hate Vegas. And I right now I love it. It's not my time life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it's just, am I going to live it forever? So I don't know. It's one of those things I'd have to go and visit. But yeah, I could live in a city or I could live out in the country, if it's the right.
Yeah. I would
like to live outside in the country, but close enough to a city within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You can find some country stuff out, 30 minutes outside of a city, especially depends on, in places like that. I think
a nice villa.
Yeah. I mean, I'd do that. But I don't know. City is fun. There's just the amenities and stuff, but not forever.
Staying in the Mediterranean then. What about Italia? Italy.
Yeah, I could. That was another one on my list that I think I could.
And I think the language barrier would be a little bit annoying though, but not terribly. Italian is similar to Spanish, and I learned Spanish once. I could learn it again. So
I would. I think it's probably be lower on my list if I was going to make, on the top 5. It would probably be my around 5-ish bottom end. Just I could see if I went to like Italy, I'd probably want to move like outside of the city.
Nice town.
Yeah, have chickens, kind of, garden stuff like that kind of
lifestyle. Just
so if I was moving there later in life a little bit, where
work from home or semi-retired.
Yeah, like really we're the point where I'm like really retired, where I'm like, okay, work. No, I don't want to work anymore. I want to stay, not going to be traveling much anymore because maybe you're just at that age where it's just too hard, where I might just take one trip a year. So it's like I'm going to be staying put most of my time in one place.
But here's the thing though about Europe.
Like that.
The trains are so good in Europe, and the countries are like states out here. So it's like traveling. You don't even have to travel far if you go from Italy to France to Switzerland to Germany, Czech Republic. I mean, it's pretty
stuff like that's cool. My traveling, I'm talking like 5-6 hour flights.
That's tough.
the point where I just don't want to do that anymore. Like I just physically, I just don't want to do that anymore. So I could see myself going, okay, that's it. I'm going to be in this area the rest of my life,
Yeah.
So somewhere like that would be cool, where you can get in a train and go somewhere. That's what sucks here, is our public transportation.
No, we don't.
Sucks.
It really does.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. As Charles Barkley would say, it's horrible. It's
horrible. Well,
horrible.
I mean, the best is like Japan. Their public transit system, all the
that's crazy. I've seen videos where
crazy
subway systems are like 10 stories down, 12 stories down. Like it's just it's massive. I was just watching a YouTube video of someone that's there right now. And the highways and freeways and the way they park the cars come down these conveyor belts, and they like, on the Fast and Furious stuff where you're watching those when they're in Tokyo Drift, and you're like, oh no, that's not real. No, it's real. I never, watching this YouTube video today, they went and rented a car, and this thing came like, it's like,
dope.
What is this? Yeah. And you're like, I mean, it's just it's a crazy
that's why we say they're living in the future. It's like, no, dumbasses, we're just living in the past.
Yeah, we're living in the past, and they've had this stuff like years ago.
Yeah.
We're stuck on, no, we got to drive. I've spent all my life growing up as a kid wanting to drive, and that's what I'm going to do. And like, I'm driving myself everywhere.
I think that's what happens when you have like exceptionalism. Like you get grounded in your ways. You say, this was when we were the best, and we're going to go back to when we were best. It's like, that's like going back to like old athletes. And it's like, give them all the respect they're due, but we're not going to go back to that science and those like we've moved on from what the best was like 100 years ago or whatever.
And that's how I used to think all the time. I lived that life. I did all that. And then you get older and realize, like, wait a minute, what are we doing? You're just like, you sit back, things happen in your life, and you all of a sudden, you see life different, and
got to change.
Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's like, yeah, and you're like, why are we doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and like, and expecting a different, it's this definition of insanity. It's literally, that's what we're doing.
We got to be like water. Is that what Bruce Lee said?
Yeah, you see it like in generations of just looking. My family, a lot of families. It's like for generations, it's this like the same story over and over and over. Nothing really.
Yeah.
No one branches off. No one does anything different, or takes another route, or it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of the same thing over. It's the momentum of life. But then that's what growing up, I was told, is like, why does everything have to be different? Why can't it be the same? It was just fine the way it was. I heard that all the time. Why do you have to go change things? It was just fine. It's like,
I think once you embrace change, though, you realize how cool it is. Like you're always kind of like adapting and always like getting better and learning. It's like,
and it's not always good.
When you do art, no, like it's like being in a band. Like you're gonna write some shitty songs trying to be unique and different, and maybe sometimes they'll hit, most time they won't.
For
sure. What about? I bet would Amsterdam, is that too on the nose for us? Holland, is Holland on your list?
No, Holland wasn't on my list.
Or the Netherlands, depending on what you want to call them.
The Netherlands. Right? No, I never thought of that.
Isn't that where Amsterdam is, or is that Denmark?
No, I think it is
Holland.
Yeah.
Holland.
But no, I never thought about that. I don't know.
I don't think I would. I mean, obviously, prostitution is legal, weed is legal. I mean, they're all about all about that social libertarianism, I guess, in that way.
Yeah, me probably not. Probably not would be my jam.
I do want to go. Really. I do want to go though.
It'd be cool to go. Yeah, I'd definitely visit. Most of these places I'd probably, I'd love to visit all of them.
I'd love to visit everyone.
Live there? I just don't think.
What about France? Oui.
No. Germany, no.
Czech Republic? I heard the Czech Republic is beautiful.
Too much weird shit happens in Germany. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I just feel weird there. I just feel weird. It's like, this is a lot of weird shit happened here.
Switzerland? Switzerland's really nice.
Switzerland, yeah. Switzerland could be on my list. Just from the pictures I've seen, and
the pictures are crazy.
Just the environment. I just like, holy shit. But I'm sure they're like brown people.
They love guns there too, but not in a weird fetishy way like America does.
They probably love guns for what they're intended for.
Yeah, I think they're all about like
it's not like protect my house. No, it's like to feed my family. To
it's more of a culture. Like they do like shooting and things like that.
Yeah,
it's like they're all into that.
They go out and they're probably one of those teams in the Olympics that do great in the
fucking
pew.
This guy. This guy was sick.
that guy this last Olympics. Did you see that stuff?
Yeah.
He just walks up just like
he just walks up like
all these people have this contraptions. They're out there like this with their little eyes like line it up.
Yep.
And he just walks up and
it was an instant meme. Second place. Silver medal.
It took a silver medal. Like, dang. Mm-hmm. That was some stuff.
Yeah.
So
he was a baller.
Yeah. So
all right, well, let's before we move out of.
Doesn't it get cold though?
Where? Holland?
Like Switzerland's like
well, yeah, in the mountains, the Swiss Alps. Yeah, it gets cold.
Gosh, I don't know. Yeah. But is it like I just picture? Why do I think it's like cold, like year round, like how people think Vegas is 120 degrees year round? It's not like
no.
Is it normal weather?
And it depends. I mean,
long winters.
Yeah, if you're in the mountains, sure.
See, that's with me now. Long winters, I just physically, my body, the cold for long periods of time, just I don't think physically I could do that.
All right. Well, we don't want to go north then. What about England, Ireland, Scotland? Any of those on your list?
No, I would love to visit there. I would love to visit
Ireland.
There.
Ireland's gorgeous, dude. Ireland is so pretty.
Yeah. But is it one of those things? Does it get cold or is it just wet? Like I don't mind wet. Wet, I'm fine with.
It's cold because I mean, the more north you go, obviously, but it's windy a lot, so you get that wind that cuts through you.
So are we talking like I have to wear animals cold, keep warm?
No,
like I have to have a bit of fur, like up the winter.
I mean, maybe in the winter, like in Dublin. Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
I didn't know. Or is it like
Gore-Tex?
wear some fox, some fox hat thing or?
No, I mean it's cold.
Like so,
yeah.
Like that, like is it? I don't know, or is it just it's cold winters, like just throw on a big parka.
It's gonna be just as cold in Vegas in the winter.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I just think like Switzerland being like 6 feet, 7 feet of snow for like 2 months out of the year. Like I don't want that stuff. I don't want to be like having a. I think
that's
house.
That's more Norway, Finland.
Okay, yeah. See that?
Sweden.
I gotta go south.
Those countries
I gotta more
sound
close
awesome.
Get me close to that equator. So
all right, well then let's go south. Anywhere in Africa that you've got on your
Africa?
On your
no, I don't have anything in Africa. What
anything
else?
in Asia?
I had Japan. I think
that's a tough language barrier, though.
It is. It would be. It depends on how. So if you're in Tokyo, I guess if you're living within the city, I think you'll be fine. Just from watching and seeing people that from videos and stuff, it's like everything's in Japanese, but everything's like in English underneath it. A lot of places in the city where there's a lot of tourism, so you can get by relatively easy. Gas pumps, you walk up, hit English button, it's all English.
Okay.
So technology has made it probably a lot easier, but outside of the city is where you'll have more of a problem.
Sure.
You'll go to restaurants, you go to places where it's all Japanese and there's no English on it. So things like that. But for the most part, you go to a restaurant, it'll have Japanese, and then it'll say like in under English what you're ordering.
But in the future, though, you've seen those like ear plants where it translates for you in real time almost. I don't think it's quite that there yet, but it's going to be soon.
On the TikTok shop. Get it now before tomorrow.
75% off before
99.9% off. Hurry
before the Halloween store moves in.
Yeah, it's gonna be Spirit Halloween. TikTok. But yeah, they have those earbuds, and you can hear the language, and it goes to your phone. It translates it, and then it'll kick it back to your ear.
Yeah.
So as technology is getting better and better, it's going to be to the point where you can just wear an earbud all day and just, communicate with everyone.
It's pretty cool, man.
It's if they have if they have the English version or if they understand English, but so I think it would be easier as time goes on. Yeah, I could definitely, see myself living in Japan.
Yeah,
Would be a
Elise
place.
really wants to go to Japan.
Landon, my son, is going in.
Oh, is he?
After graduation. Yeah, he's planning a trip. He wants to go for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So he's been working. He's been working a lot of hours and saving his money, and that's what he said he wants to do after he graduates high school. So,
I mean, just imagine living in Tokyo, like a city that advanced, though. Just, I mean, like, it would have to just a year in Tokyo, just to see how the fuck.
I was going to talk to him about that. Like, if they still have, do they still have that stuff for like study abroad, where you can go to like school?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
In another country for like a year and live. I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
It'd be really fucking cool.
Also, some stuff growing up, I never knew about this crap. You know, so much stuff I would have known about living in a small shit town. It's like we were, you know, so overlooked or not even cared about. Like, or no one cared. No one cared about us. Like in high school and stuff. Like, you know, with sports and everything, like you have to like do everything yourself, and because no one cared. But the same thing, no one gave us like there's a world of just like, you know, shit like that. Like, oh, we can go learn abroad. It was never a public thing. Like no one ever pushed it. No one was never talked about at school. If it was, it wasn't.
I think we had a couple
widely talked about.
We had a couple Germans in our class. That's about it.
Yeah, I think I remember growing. We had one guy from Canada. We thought he was a narc. He literally thought he was a narc. His whole senior year, we swore he was a narc. Yeah, he was from Canada. He was our pitcher in baseball. We called him the narc.
Who was it?
No one trusted that. I forget his name. I have to look at my old photos and not look at my yearbook.
Well, do you have Canada? Do you have Canada on your list? The Great White North?
No, because of the cold.
Yeah. Well, Vancouver's not going to be that much different than Seattle.
No. I say Vancouver. I probably could. I'd probably have to do the West Coast. If I do West Coast, it'd have to be Vancouver. So,
have you been to Victoria?
It's my 5-6. That was Canada. My 5-6.
Have you been to Victoria?
No, I've only landed in Canada at an airport and got the hell out. So I never got to explore.
Really cool city.
So, oh yeah, it's beautiful. Canada's beautiful. I mean, I would definitely. I could, I guess, West.
You wouldn't be up in Calgary. Go Flames.
No, go Flames.
Go Flames.
Hang with a Ginla. No, Toronto, even that stuff, like even East Coast, same thing. United States East Coast, that North East Coast stuff. It's too cold for too long for me. I think
it's chilly.
Like I don't mind a winter. Like here, it gets cold, but it's not long. Like I can get through it. It's, I just don't want that.
With climate change, it'll be a couple of years. It'll be nice.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be like beautiful. We're gonna be like LA weather soon. Like we haven't had rain in 185 days now.
In Vegas?
Yeah, 185 days with no rain.
Holy shit.
And then the year we moved here was the year we didn't go over 100 degrees in like 370 something days. Over a year where Vegas didn't get over 100 degrees. And then last year was the hottest summer Vegas has had. I think in record for longest being in. So it's like the fucking weather here is just like woo. It's like on mushrooms. It's just doing this. But so yeah.
All right. Well, what about any other Asian countries that are top 5?
Asian? No.
What about Australia? New Zealand? New Zealand's in my top 5.
Thailand.
Sure.
I can do Thailand. Thailand. Yeah, I think Thailand would be. I think Thailand over Japan.
Your dollar goes pretty far in Thailand. You get a nice piece of fucking property.
Yeah, you can get some property, and it's a place where you can live close to a city, but be out and doing your own thing. And there's a lot of Americans. You know how many Americans? You know how many Americans live outside, like as permanent residents outside of the United States?
No idea. I got no idea. I wouldn't even know how to guess that.
I think it's like almost. Last I checked, like over 5 million, 5.something million.
Expats, as they're called, something like that.
Yeah, there's like 1.6 or 1.7 that just live in Mexico. So it's like there's a lot. So when you go to Thailand, you find like you'd be surprised how many people like expats or not even just from here.
I think Costa Rica is like that too. Costa Rica
is another big one that has a lot.
Yeah.
Where you'll like I said, it's not just from United States, it's from all over. places. Just watching videos of people in Thailand, and I watch these things of like, and I'll look at real estate videos too. I get curious, see what people do.
What can you get for like
lot.
200,000 in Thailand? A house, nice
you
house.
You can get
probably.
a place. Yeah, the place that I was just actually watching, I think, was around 200,000. And it's kind of like Mexico was, where it's like you lease it for 99 years, and then it can be transferred to kids. It's one of those things where you technically can't own the land, but and then this place was outside of the city, kind of country, all kind of country and stuff. A house, nice house. I think it was like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, new house. It wasn't nothing fancy. Glass, had a nice view of some beautiful mountains, and I think it had a pool, a small little pool. But you're close. Like you just go into the city, you drive in with you have those little cars, but you can have these property out there too that you can like do your farm, like you can do everything out. That's the cool thing. And then go into the city and have lunch, and it's like $1.50.
Super cheap.
Nice.
Street food.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of places like there I was watching are interesting that don't have like big kitchens and stuff, because cooking, they do cook because there's a lot of markets, but they don't have big refrigerators. They don't have this thing where they can store. Like I just went to the store yesterday and bought a crap ton of food for a whole week and a half.
They just go down to the market, get what they get, and go.
Yeah, so they'll cook for that day or the next day maybe, because and then but they eat out a lot because it's not crazy expensive and it's good food, and there's a lot of those little tiny food truck markets everywhere.
Yep.
So it's just a different type of living. So yeah, they do cook, but not like here where every meal sometimes is cooked from home. Like no, they eat out a lot. It's
I had never thought of moving to Thailand.
No, it was wild. Either way, and I started watching, so I was like, well, that's actually kind of cool. And yeah, the translation, that's the thing. That's the hard.
That's tough. That's the hardest part.
But in places like that, though, there's like a lot of expats. Like when you're watching this, you're seeing a lot of, there's buildings like, or you live in the city, and these condos, and what they have are fucking amazing. You like, it's like you're staying in a luxury hotel, and this is like your condo, and they might be $1,500 a month, but it's like that covers everything, and you have this amazing.
Yeah, you probably can't smoke weed there though.
Yeah, no, they do.
Oh, they do.
That's the crazy. They have weed shops everywhere. It's crazy. There's weed lounges, smoke lounges everywhere in Thailand.
I mean, I know there's some countries down in Southeast Asia that are pretty.
Probably like Cambodia, stuff like that, maybe. But I don't know. No, in Thailand, that's like their big. That's like a big thing now. There, it's like all kinds of weed.
Sign me up then, man.
Stores and stuff, but I don't know. It's just interesting. Right. It was just kind of. It's something I never thought. I've always,
Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, I thought Australia, New Zealand would be cool.
New Zealand would be better because they don't have all the bugs and shit.
Yeah, there's so many things that can fucking kill you that I just don't know
about.
That's
Australia, though. That's Australia.
Yeah, and I don't know about any of those motherfuckers. So, like, throw me in that place. Like, is this a good spider, bad spider? Like, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, everything can kill you. Everything can kill you.
But Sydney looks cool. I would live in Sydney.
Yeah. Sydney does look cool, but I don't know if I could. Yeah, I guess
I would just feel like there's a spider around every corner.
You're going in bed before you're sweeping the sheets every time you're
smoking them out.
Yeah, just bug bombs every weekend, just
every day.
Yeah, no.
I New Zealand for me, it's beautiful. Obviously, you wouldn't have the language issue.
Yeah.
So that'd be nice. It'd be weird if you're in, like, summer is December, January, February, right?
Mm-hmm.
Christmas time would be in summer. Winter, middle of winter would be July.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, what's weird also, why is like Australia and like that area like 10-20 years behind us in things
like style and stuff.
Yeah, from style, but like even foods, like, they open up a Popeyes or something down there, and it's like, what is this? Just stuff like just things like they're just behind, and they still really don't know. I mean, not all of them, obviously, but I've just seen a lot of like,
oh baby, how was that? That new Britney Spears is hot.
Yeah, like watching this, I was on YouTube the other night, just I don't know how I got it. There's this family from like Australia, and they have a huge phone. Like they're huge. Like they're making a crap ton of money off YouTube, and they're come here. They're like, it's like we're like this whoa world. It's just odd, like all the things they don't know about. Like it was just weird to see. And like, is it? I don't know. It was just.
Well, maybe if you move there, you're like a time traveler. You're like from the future.
Maybe it'd be. I mean, it could be great. Go back 20 years, but still they'll have the knowledge you have now. It's like, fuck yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
There's places in America you go back, it's at least 20 years. So that's
but you don't want to live there.
Oh,
roll tide.
No. Roll tide. I do know a lot of people in states that I'm like, man, that'd be.
There's tough. Places. There's places even out here. There's places up. I mean, Northern California.
Matthew Thorne says I'd 100% move to Europe. I don't know where exactly. France or England or Italy. Italia. What about Central America then? Mexico.
Costa Rica.
I'd go to Costa Rica.
Not looked into, but I've kind of scrolled through some shit. I would. Costa Rica would be cool. It's just
What if you moved to Panama and then the United States annexed you and you were back to being American again?
I'd be pissed the fuck up. God damn it. That'd be my luck. Son of a bitch.
They got me. Yeah, Costa Rica.
I think Costa Rica would be cool.
Would you move to anywhere in the Caribbean other than Costa Rica? Costa Rica's in the Caribbean. No, that's Puerto Rico. Costa Rica's in Central America.
Yeah, I would, because I feel like as time goes, it seems like every year, like more people are moving there.
A lot of Americans go there.
Yeah, so I think Mexico I could definitely do. I could. There's a lot of beautiful places in Mexico.
You have family in Mexico too, right?
Yeah. Sarah has family that's been retired there for 10 plus years. And they retired from that area, Chico area, and sold everything and moved to Mexico and loves it. I've had family that wants to, that was their plans, to move to Mexico also and retire there. It's beautiful. And there's so many places. People think it's just this cartel filled, like it's just as much cartel and shit that happens here that does down there.
The United States of America has the highest percentage population of prison population, right? We have 5% of the world's population total, and we have 25% of the prison population.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we should be bragging about cartels and criminals and shit. What about any other Central American countries or South America? I heard like Uruguay. Paraguay would be pretty nice, I heard.
I don't know much about Uruguay.
I would avoid Venezuela probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. So if you did Mexico, though, where would it be? South or more towards Baja area? Because Mexico is one of those countries there's a lot of
different. Probably not close to the border. I don't feel like border stuff ever works out very well. Like I feel like there's just too many tensions, right? I don't know. I'd have to do my research. Probably. I mean, I've been to Baja a couple times.
Yeah.
Parts are cool. Parts are sketch, like anywhere.
Yeah, I think more central south would be where I would go. There's some towns and cities. I think what they say in Mexico City, there's like over 350,000 expats that live just in Mexico City. So
Ciudad de Mexico.
Yeah, so it's like a huge American population there where compared, you'll go around and talk to someone in English and see people,
you'd learn Spanish so fast though, being out there.
You pick it up. You do. I know, just growing up when I was young and I go visit my cousins and stuff and my grandparents, and I'd just be there for a summer and I'd come home and like pick up little slang things and little things really quick, which was crazy. So I know living in it daily, you'll eventually pick up words. And I mean, English is the hardest language to learn. So I think,
English is a nightmare when you really look at it. Like English is all over the fucking place.
Yeah, it's nuts. So I think, I think Spanish would probably be for me. And then same thing with like going up Spain, Portugal, Italy. It's similar. I think eventually you'll kind of
they're all the romantic languages. And Portuguese is hard. A lot of zhuzhes. Portuguese.
Yeah. So now that I'm, what 23% Portuguese and Spaniard. So I'm like, hey, let's check it out. I'm like, I think I can do that.
I know. I didn't know I was a Spaniard either.
Yeah. So
Viva la España.
I think, I mean,
where else? Okay, so pick one out of all those. Pick one.
If I was gonna go, like, okay, I'm doing it tomorrow or I'm leaving. Oh, fucking, let's see. Ooh, dang, what would it be? You have one? You know where you're going? You know where you're going?
Yeah, I think I'd go to the Azores Islands off of Portugal.
I was thinking somewhere there. My first one was at Italy.
Yeah.
But then Portugal, Spain would be close. So it would be like right there, like head to head. And the only reason I said that area, I think, like you said, you can travel and go so much in those areas and not have to.
Don't they have isn't there like a tunnel under the channel to get to England even?
Probably
through France. I think through France. Yeah.
And I think that would be the place. I think like, you could live out, even from like, say if it was 20 years from now. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I think I would. Because there's just so much to see. I'm just like, if that means I'm retired and like, let's go just while out, get a place and just do that travel. Yeah, I think that would be the place. So I could do either or. Like I said, Italy, I was thinking, kind of close to the city, but outside. I'd still want to be outside of the city. I'd want more.
I'd want to be rural. Yeah, I'd want to be in one of those towns that are like up on a hill, and then maybe off you got a little farm.
Yeah, but close to public transportation where I could take it into the city if I wanted, or or a quick 30-minute drive, 25-30-minute drive, and out over there, I think you could find that stuff like that, where you're not, in the city, but still have a yard. Can have your garden.
Maybe we should pool our money and go out there and get a villa, and we can become
but get an old. I've seen those shows where they have those old farmhouses, villas, where they transform them into it. Yeah, and you're out in these like. Yeah, you're like, well, how the fuck do you do that? Excuse me. And you can. That's the crazy thing is you can do that. I don't know.
Like, we'll make like we'll become like notorious for making some like cannabis infused sourdough or something. Like this, we have these crazy bakers or some shit like
start making sourdough out there kneading
weed sourdough. Yeah, it's like how the fuck they end up doing that. That sounds like a dream though. I mean, if you were like,
who knows,
doing some shit like that.
Could you imagine? Like I said, 10 years, 15 years from now, things progress and sell things, sell businesses, sell stuff. So fucking you have a nice chunk of money. You can go somewhere and you can go out and buy get a place like that you can throw a little money into, but make it this awesome place out in the country a little bit. Be tempting, and then where it's the point where you don't need money, and it's not because you're loaded, but it's because you can live so cheaply,
live simply and cheap. Yeah.
When you do things, you can do it how you want to do it. You can go ball out if you want on a certain trip, and then just live how you want to live all year, and do the things you love, spend the money on what you love, stuff like that. That's how I want to end it. So I think that area, Italy, like Spain, I can do Spain, Portugal now, too. After looking into those, I'm like, either that area, those two are like, I could do either or.
Settled. That's settled.
It'd be the point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go look at places there and go find a place here and see which one. So, but that would be awesome. Like that's like goals. That'd be goals. And just have a cool spot here. Just
Lake Como. I believe that's where Lindsay wants to go. Lake Como in Italy.
Yeah, just
I think Clooney's got a big villa out there.
go see Clooney's villa out there. There it is.
There he is.
There. But I think something like that would be cool. Just, and travel up, go.
The weather would be great. A lot.
Take the trains and all. It's like I'd love to do that stuff.
The train is what's exciting. You could go. I mean, and
photography. Oh gosh, I couldn't imagine all the photography. I mean, everywhere you go, it's like it's
everywhere.
Just it'd be. Oh, that's why I would love. That's why. Another reason why I picked that. There's so much to. Like shoot the photography. Like I get like
Mexico, I'd have to say I'd have to go mainland Portugal, not on the islands. The islands are just too far away.
Yeah, I want to be able to travel where I can, like I said, close enough to public transportation where I can hop on a train, hop on somewhere, not have to worry about having a car everywhere. Like you hop on a bus, and then I don't mind taking a bus to a train to a the station and then off something. I don't care. That'd be awesome. For me, I'd have my camera shooting the whole time, and that's why I think. At first, I was thinking more Mexico, South America, just because it's just more comfortable, I think. But then I'm thinking, once you're there, like in Costa Rica, you're there. You're not going to be traveling a lot to a lot of places, like just like let's go.
Europe, you just get all the flavor. You get everything.
Yeah, like you're not hopping on a subway from Costa Rica to going into some other town.
I'm going to say, how long is a train ride from Italy to England?
So,
So Milan to London. This says 10 hours on a train.
Yeah, I'd do it.
That's not bad for a train, especially if you got like a sleeping car.
Yeah, things I would definitely do shit like that a lot. Living out there, I think I would do. That's why the whole reason one big reason why I would move out that way. So I was, able to do trips like that, like, once a month. Take a nice, like, where are we going this month? Pick a city. We're going to spend like, whatever, 4 or 5 days and then come back and then, home for a few weeks and then pick another city. Just, just take off and just go, do shit. That's what I would do. So.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Paris to Rome in 10 to 14 hours.
You're on a train, and then you're there for a few days, explore the city, and then back home. And then if you want to go back again, it's only, it's like, because you'll have the time. That's the thing. You'll have the time, and that's why I want to have the time. That's why, I would want money. It's just to be able to go do those things and travel. It's not that I want money because I want fancy shit. It's I want to travel and do shit like that.
I want money so I could be a part of the oligarchy and run the country. What nerds. Imagine wanting money and so you could do that kind of stuff instead of like if I had money, you wouldn't see me. I mean, you would, but I'm like I wouldn't be like I wouldn't have
quiet.
I'd be quiet. Yeah.
I'd be blending in the room.
I'd be with my chickens pruning trees and shit. Becoming like the most nerdy weed connoisseur, growing all these sorts of weird all these strains and shit. Yeah. My hair would get long and hobbity.
Yeah, I'm losing mine, but that's another story. Maybe I'll buy some hair then. But all of a sudden, I'm gonna have some hair. But
no, it's like season 2 of Steve Carell, season 2 of The Office, when it's like, oh, you got 40-year-old virgin money.
I'm gonna have it's really nasty. But I want to do like what I want to do. Then that's what I'm gonna spend my money on. Doing a train, and instead of sitting in the back where I would have used to sit. Well, now my thing is I'm gonna go sit in a nice VIP car. That's how I'm gonna travel. Stuff like that. That's where I would spend my money. On the experiences, not because I want to be hoity-toity about it. It's like, no, I want to travel comfortably.
I want to experience shit.
I want to be able to. And
I want to fly first class just because it sounds because I hate flying, man.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. I'm too big. I'm not flying on a flight for 14 hours in those little economy things. Can you imagine me in that seat for 14 hours? Oh, hell no.
It was 10 to Ireland. My tall ass.
And that's the thing. I would have to fly first class so I can lay down and sleep or lay down because my body won't handle that. My back, my knees. Oh God, it killed me. But
Well, all right, dog. Well, yeah, I think we've got it settled.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool. It'd be fun. I think it'd be an experience, and it'd be a blast.
All right, we'll do it. We'll become sourdough makers in Italy.
Making them sourdough. Yeah, have a bunch of
chickens. Come up with a name. Chickens everywhere. Look at these dumbasses.
I just want eggs. I love those eggs.
Yeah, that's a cash crop now. Fucking $8, $40 dozen some shit. I was like, I need to get some. I need to expand my flock. I'm sitting on a cash cow here.
$7.50 for a dozen yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, in the summer we're getting like 5 eggs a day, so that's really nice.
I know. I wish I could. I just don't know. I don't know about having chickens out here. I just think it's just too hard,
man. Way too hot.
It's too hot. You'd have to have like an air condition. Yeah, you'd have to have them inside in an air conditioned.
They'd be walking around shitting everywhere in your house.
So I'm like, Well, that's the one thing I do miss. Stuff like
we're
that.
We're gonna show up in the summer. You're gonna open the door. Chickens will be like,
chickens flying out the house. Hey, eggs, man. See the price of eggs?
Fucking too expensive, man. Shit. We got 13 chickens in here. All right, dog. Well, we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe, put the ratings up, review all that shit, and we'll see you next Timo, next time.
Next week.
Next Tuesday. Week. Yeah. Tuesday it is. What's the date?
I've been getting sick. Not good.
Not good at all. No. Don't get the norovirus.